Today, we're diving into a really powerful critique of the recent Asia Cup coming from a veteran cricket administrator who says the tournament basically brought the entire game into disrepute.
So let's just start with this quote, because it really sets the scene. A long-serving cricket administrator, someone who's seen it all, came out and said this. He didn't hold back at all, calling the whole thing a circus filled with shenanigans. This is our jumping-off point to figure out what, in his view, went so incredibly wrong.
To really get why he's so frustrated, we have to go back to the beginning. We need to understand what the tournament and its governing body, the Asian Cricket Council, or ACC, were supposed to be about in the first place. For him, this isn't just about a few bad games. It's about a core mission that's been completely abandoned.
And here are those founding principles. Now, what's really fascinating is how the administrator talks about these. He actually compares them to the Olympic Charter. Think about that. The ACC wasn't just created to set up a cricket schedule. The whole point was to unify different nations, to spread the love of the game, and to build this spirit of sportsmanship and, well, joy. But that ideal is a world away from what he sees as the current reality. He basically says the organization has totally lost its way. It used to be about unity and camaraderie, and now it's just about making money. And his point is, look, if it's just a business, then be honest about it. Don't pretend to follow these values you've clearly forgotten.
So with that background in mind, the administrator then just lays out this whole series of incidents, both on and off the field, that he believes are the proof. It paints a picture of a tournament that was just spiraling completely out of control.
And here's that timeline of how things just kept getting worse. It apparently started with a big argument over an official. Then, a private meeting was secretly filmed and leaked on the internet. After that, it got even more tense when one team refused to shake hands, a total breach of sportsmanship. Then, a team captain holds a press conference that gets really political. And right before the final, the match gets delayed because there were rumors a team might actually refuse to even play. But for him, the absolute rock-bottom moment, the ultimate disgrace, was at the prize-giving ceremony. One of the teams refused to accept their prize from the chairman of the ACC. He saw this as a direct attack, not on the person, but on the entire institution of cricket. Just an unbelievable level of disrespect.
Okay, so you've got all this chaos happening. Political statements, match delays, public snubs. It just begs a really simple but incredibly important question about who is actually supposed to be in charge of all this.
And he asked it directly. In a huge tournament with this much pressure and this much on the line, when things start going off the rails, who is the one person that's supposed to step in and steady the ship?
And the answer, he argues, is right there in the title, the tournament director. This is the person whose job it is to take immediate, decisive action to protect the integrity of the sport when things like this happen.
But here's the kicker. According to the administrator, this key person was completely missing in action. He asks, where was his statement? Why wasn't the tournament director out there making a statement, calming things down, or showing any kind of control? For him, that silence was a complete and catastrophic failure of leadership.
So after laying all of that out, the administrator doesn't just stop at criticism. He actually shifts gears and makes a very clear, very urgent call for action. He proposes a way forward to make sure a disgrace like this can never, ever happen again.
And he has some very specific demands for the ICC, cricket's global governing body. He's not asking for some quiet internal review. No, he's calling for a fully independent, unbiased investigation done by a professional, outside organization. And this is the most important part, he demands that the final report be made public and discussed openly. He wants total transparency and real accountability.
And as he kind of wraps up his thoughts, his tone really changes. He says that after everything that happened, he's not really angry anymore. More than anything, he just feels this deep sadness that the game he loves, a game that's meant to bring people together, has sunk this low.
So we're left with his final question, which is really a challenge to the leaders of the sport. Is this whole embarrassing mess going to be the wake-up call that cricket needs? Or is everyone just going to forget about it until the next crisis hits? It's a question that really puts the future and the integrity of the entire game on the line.